Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. First up tonight, Spokane's homeless population continues to grow. Those were the findings from this year's point-in-time count that were presented to City Council today.
The survey gives a snapshot of Spokane County's homeless population. KREM 2's Cody Proctor was in the council chambers this morning for that presentation. She's joining us live in the studio tonight with more on the findings. Cody?
Well, this year's point-in-time count took place between January 24th through the 29th and counts both the sheltered and unsheltered homeless population throughout Spokane County, including Cheney, Liberty Lake, and within Spokane city limits. January was a busy time for the volunteers in this year's point-in-time homeless count.
It's a pulse check on what's happening in their community. For providers, they can look at specific subpopulations of those they serve to see if there's an increase or a decrease.
Now, 3 months later, the results are out. The highlights were presented to the Spokane City Council during their study session Thursday morning. According to Data System Administrator Daniel Ramos, Spokane County saw a 36% increase in just a year in the overall homeless population, growing from over 1,700 in 2022 to almost 2,400 in 2023. The sheltered count also grew from about 930 to just over 1,400.
That's a 53% increase. This is where we saw the largest increases, and this tracks pretty closely with the increase in beds.
But not every number went up.
One thing that was a bright spot this year was our chronic homeless number was down, and those are individuals who have been homeless for a year or more and have some form of disability. So it was great to see that number go down.
According to the count, the top 3 reasons for homelessness they heard from those who were unsheltered were lack of affordable housing, lack of family or support network, and substance use. One thing that was new in this survey was if eviction was a primary reason for homelessness, which 7% said it was. Ramos also said there's still more to be done with the point-in-time numbers, including working with universities to try to figure out the reasons behind the increase. He says they plan to release their story map update this summer. And there was also another increase in the point-in-time count this year, which had actually nothing to do with the county's homeless population. 170 volunteers helped with this year's survey compared to 100 last year. In the studio, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
Cody, thank you very much. And this all comes as the Washington Department of Commerce announced that they will provide more than $83 million in funding to address our state's homelessness issue.
So part of that funding will go to cover 480 new multifamily housing units. Commerce is also reserving more than 100 units for those who are experiencing homelessness.
Other funding will go to additional affordable housing units right here in eastern Washington.
Today, Governor Gov Inslee in Washington signed a bill to protect those coming into the state to receive abortion care. The governor signed a total of 5 bills, including one protecting healthcare apps from sharing and selling your private information. The rest dealt with expanding abortion rights and gender-affirming care.
The state can now officially dispense an abortion pill to doctors and clinics. Another bill will shield abortion and gender-affirming patients from out-of-state prosecution. At the signing today, Governor Inslee said the bills make Washington the most protective of abortion rights in the entire country.
We know, unfortunately, there are states across the country that are and will be attempting to put its tentacles into the state of Washington. We will not allow that.
And representatives from Planned Parenthood in Greater Washington and Northern Idaho said that making the state more of a safe haven will likely result in more people coming to Washington for abortions, including people coming into Spokane from Idaho to receive care as state laws there tighten restrictions.
And new tonight, Washington State has entered a new era, one that now bans the sale, manufacture, and import of assault-style rifles. And in light of the new law, several viewers have reached out to us asking about the legality of transporting a Washington-banned firearm across state lines.
And today we are verifying the following questions. First, can an out-of-state resident bring a banned semi-automatic firearm into Washington to use at a gun range? And can Washington residents purchase banned firearms out of state under this new law? Our Amanda Rowley will have those answers tonight on KREM 2 News at 6.
All right, in the meantime, we'll switch gears and talk weather. Another beautiful day across the inland Northwest today, and temperatures will just keep getting warmer from here, setting up a perfect weekend.
Oh, it's going to be incredible. We want to turn to our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, who's actually enjoying the sunshine out there right this minute.
Oh, it is so nice out here, so let's go ahead and dive in. I know it looks green, but The magic of TV. Right now, it is downright beautiful outside. There's a little bit of a high atmospheric haze going on right now. That's what's keeping us from getting as warm as we did yesterday, but I'm standing out here right now going 69 degrees and the sun feels a whole lot like the mid 70s. And that warm weather is expected to stick around for a few more hours. So take a look at these temps. We are knocking on the door of 70 across much of eastern Washington and through a good portion of North Idaho. Moscow and Sandpoint, you're in the low 60s. Out in central Washington, your temps are in the 70s. But as we move into the rest of the evening, those temps are going to slowly start to drop as that sun angle starts to go down. But it does look like we stay rather warm even through the 8 o'clock hour, still in the 60s and then falling into the 50s quickly thereafter. So it's very similar to what we saw last night, but a little bit cooler tomorrow morning. The difference is that lack of cloud cover. Overall, we have that big atmospheric ridge overhead, and that atmospheric ridge is playing a role in not just our temperatures, but the amount of sunshine that we see. Nothing but sunshine. I think you're kind of hard-pressed to find cloud cover the next couple of days. 76 Friday, 80 Saturday, and 79 come Sunday. So all in all, it's looking like a very warm weekend ahead.